Hi everyone, and welcome to the Libra February 2023 weekly illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi everyone and welcome. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at the energy for the week ahead. So we're going to be looking at what you're bringing to the week, what's going on around you, and then we're going to be identifying a block or a challenge that's coming in for you guys, or that you're being asked to face, and then an opportunity that is also coming in. So we will be taking a look, kind of a little bit of everything, Libra, which is great for you as you are the sign of balance. So I'm hoping you'll see this as a great balanced reading. I hope everyone has had a good weekend as you're coming into the week. It was a really powerful full moon, heart-centered full moon in Leo. And I know I went to a beautiful yoga retreat on Sunday that was really illuminating for me, which was so nice. All right. So Libra, you're coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. This is your internal energy, which is really interesting. I get this feeling that you're kind of gearing up to take a chance. That's what's coming through intuitively. I don't always see that I don't always associate that specific energy with the Wheel of Fortune, but at this point, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah. And we have, in your external environment, we have the Hermit, which is a soul-seeking energy. It can be one, too, that might be a little isolating. You might not be around a bunch of people. Ooh, or you might be. We got a lot of court cards coming in over here. Okay. So there is a little bit of, I think for some of you, you might be maybe taking a look at some individuals in your life. There might be a little soul seeking going on right now with a change or a chance that you might want to take in your life. Why do I say that? Because the King of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, these can be identified as people in your life. The King of Cups harnesses the energy of Scorpio, so this could be a Scorpio in your life, but it is an individual who really lives from that place of emotional connection. They are authentically connected to what they feel. They are not afraid to express from that place, and they can almost be seen also as kind of like the spiritual advisor. This could be someone who's also very spiritually or very intuitively connected. Now we also have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. King of Wands is someone who could be seen maybe as that kind of fiery, passionate CEO or business owner, or this also harnesses the energy of Leo. So this could be that kind of lion-hearted, courageous individual in your life. They really take action from a place of passion, but in a responsible way. And then we have the Queen of Wands. This is kind of like the witch type archetypal energy in the tarot. She's an individual who kind of just attracts things to her, and she's constantly kind of weaving her magic. She's a master manifester in her own right. Now, this could indicate that there's maybe a couple around you. This could be two people together. This can also be the energy of Aries as well, but it doesn't have to denote the actual signs that are around you. This is just representing the energy of the person. So you may have these types of people around you. You may have someone who's very emotional, very tied to their emotions, always comes from that place. Then you might have somebody who kind of is more fiery and dynamic, or maybe a business owner or a boss that's someone that's around you. And then you might have someone who's a little more kind of witchy. They're kind of always doing something and creating something. This is the person who walks into a room wearing that bright red dress and attracts all the attention to them. So you may be contemplating something with these people. You may be contemplating maybe how you fit in this scenario, because with the Hermit, that does speak to, again, kind of this week might feel a little isolating, and it might be causing you to reflect on your own inner uniqueness. What do you bring? What do you lend to every interaction you have and every situation you find yourself in? And how can you bring that magic, that part of yourself that really lies within, that light in the darkness that only we can see? How can you bring that forward and start to really shine that fearlessly into your relationships and into your personal experiences? And a decision might be hinging on that. There might be, again, a chance for either a change or for fortune that might be tied to these individuals. I don't always see these cards here as usually this represents past energy to present energy, but to me this really speaks to people in your life, that you are really taking a look at your relationships. Okay, this is way too many cards. I'm going to see if I can get a more defined pull here. So we can be looking now at the challenge, what Spirit's asking you to embrace, and then the opportunity. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so 2 cups. Beautiful. Yeah, that is your main block, point of challenge with the Emperor. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Libra, you're really contemplating your own personal power, but it's through the lens of how you connect with others. The 2 of Cups, that is interpersonal connection with others in your life. It's how we can learn to connect authentically. It's how we can learn to share vulnerably. It's how we can learn to lean on others as well, to have that reciprocated energy of you get to be there for someone and they get to be there for you. But I think for many of you, there may be this reevaluation of connections in your life and just how you connect authentically with others because of the Emperor coming up on the other side of that. This is stepping into your own power. This is realizing perhaps how you might have undermined your own power in the connections you've made or how you present yourself in the connections you're in. Now we have, this is really interesting because I just did your natural 7th or your opposing sign on the zodiac wheel, Aries, right before I did this reading, and the moon came up in the exact same placement. So you might want to watch, if you do have an Aries in your life or you have a strong Aries placement, I would recommend maybe watching that because it'll probably give you a similar story but a different perspective, especially depending if you do have Aries in your chart where that sign lies, whether it's like in an emotional house or a physical house. Okay, so the moon coming up at the heart of your reading, excuse me, is asking you, can you walk a new path on faith? It's asking you, can you go. The moon always speaks to a lack of clarity. It speaks to us kind of feeling that intuitive pull, like how the full moon pulls the tides. That's what we feel inside. We feel this call to the new. We feel called to leave a comfort zone and go out into the unknown that is not lit by the brightness of the sun, but by the light of the moon that only allows us to see a little bit. And therein, we kind of have to ask ourselves that question: can I follow that pull and walk this new path on faith, knowing that my intuition will guide me, that Spirit will be there to lead me every step of the way? Now we have 9 of Cups and we have 3 of Cups. Yeah, for many of you, there's this wish in your heart for an authentic connection with others. This is kind of, the 9 of Cups is that we have a lot to be grateful for, but there's like that one missing cup, that one thing that would elevate our experience. And for many of you, that's a soul tribe. That's being able to celebrate with others on that beautiful kind of elevated level of everybody gets to bring their own cup, everyone shares in their cups, and it's a true celebratory energy. But there may be with this kind of with the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Cups, you may not have that in your experience right now, and you may be wishing for that. And this could be a kind of call to action of where you might have to walk away from some people in your life to be able to find and seek. And this comes through again by really looking at how you connect to others. This may be looking at, again, the Wheel of Fortune hinges on, can you see that maybe the reason why these people weren't the right people for you was because you weren't bringing yourself authentically, or because you didn't ask for help when you needed it and only gave that help and you got burned out. Is something along those lines. There's something here where your past way you were connecting was taking away from you being the emperor to your own empire, taking away from your own authority in your life. And I think that there's now a chance to really lean into a dream of having that soul tribe, of having that real authentic connection with others. But it's going to come first from you really being able to see what makes you special, Libra. What do you have to shine into the world? Yeah, so we have the 10 of Swords. Yeah, this is really looking at a moment in our life that brought us to our knees. Now, you could be going through this and it might feel like you weren't supported, perhaps. Or this might be a moment in your life that has long since passed, and maybe that altered how you connected to others. Maybe because of the wounding, you stopped being vulnerable. You stopped sharing of yourself, or you stopped even giving, or you did the opposite. You only gave because you felt that maybe somebody left you in the past because they told you weren't giving enough. There's all kinds of ways where we can turn a beautiful connection into a codependent relationship, or into one where we're afraid to connect authentically. And the Ten of Swords can really speak to that. Now we have Temperance, we have Three of Cups here again, and we have Death. This speaks to Temperance as divine timing. It's one where we must free ourselves through change. We must learn how to balance our emotions in alignment with how we choose to take action, and look at it from a new perspective, blend those two things together to really then have the patience to understand that as we're kind of alchemizing our emotions and where we choose to take action, that we are changing. We're freeing some aspect of ourselves that will take time to be freed. And for many of you, that is the Three of Cups. That is some support system with death coming in, that this has come to an end. Whether this is, again, a friend group. Three of Cups can even be family connections. Maybe there was an unsupported or, family dynamic that now must be released. But this is saying here that in some respect, that whatever this Three of Cups had been, whatever these three individuals are representing for you, that time is done. And Temperance speaks to having the patience to kind of have to go through that to release all of what has happened here. And it is tied to this Ten of Swords, going through a really difficult period in your life. And maybe this is where maybe you weren't supported by these people. That can be the difficult thing here, is when we have to realize that when we go through difficult periods, and I know because I've been through that, you get to see who is there to support you and who is not there to support you. And that can be sometimes some of the most difficult, or the most difficult thing to realize, not in the actual going through the devastating breakup, or going through, the devastating health issue, or going through whatever it is that you had to go through. It's realizing that the people you thought were going to be there, that maybe you've helped celebrate or help in the past move through difficult things, they weren't there for you. And this is when we have to realize that connection is done. As we grow and we expand spiritually and physically in our lives, sometimes we have to leave certain people behind. And that's not because we're terrible people or we're heartless. It's simply because we are changing. That's the beauty of Temperance. It says that with moderation, when we do things with moderation and with diligence and with patience, we continue to grow and expand. And not everybody grows and expands at the same rate. And you might be finding that maybe you're growing into a different flower than what some other people have chosen to bloom into, and that's okay. So we have Knight of Cups and we have Three of Coins. Yeah, for many of you, there's an eye to something that you want to build for yourself, something new. The Three of Coins can speak also to realizing that there's something of value that you have, and that you would like to bring that into alignment with others, to maybe collaborate, to bring something, this would be like collaborating with others to have wonderful supportive friendships. You want to be able to bring a little bit of who you are into that. Or this can be even collaborating for some of you on a business level. This could be looking at business partnership. For some of you, you might be actually considering different individuals in your life to go into partnership with. And that could be where this Wheel of Fortune comes from. It's making that decision as to who is more in authentic alignment with you. This could be like you have something to invest, because the Three of Pentacles speaks to three people coming together, one of whom is you. You might have a pentacle to invest and you're wondering, do I give it to the individual who is more spiritually inclined? Do I give it to the individual who's the fiery, maybe very well known or well off, well connected business owner, CEO, or that, or do I give it to the Queen of Wands, who is more of that kind of master manifester? She has that kind of creative magic. So some of you may be looking to get into a relationship with all three of these people. And this is saying with the Knight of Cups, which is beautiful, own your autonomy for making this decision and move forward with full faith. That's what the Knight of Cups says. The Knight of Cups speaks to getting to that kind of place of the hopeful romantic, putting rose-colored glasses on and saying, I'm going to have faith that if I start this journey with my cup, with what I'm emotionally, with what I love, with who I am, that I'll find the right people to connect with, and that this will move forward, that this collaboration will be to my benefit. Now we're going to see here with the moon. Now I'm finding for myself more recently that the Knight of Cups and the moon are coming up together, meaning can you, with full confidence and kind of that youthful, hopeful optimism, can you just move forward on faith? Can you have that kind of this will work out mentality? Because I think for you, Libra, it's yes. Okay. You have to forgive my voice. I was sick previously, about a week and a half ago, and since then my voice has been really just hoarse. So we have the Seven of Swords, the Two of Coins, and we have Judgment. Okay, yeah. So Nine of Swords in relation to the moon just says, you're worried. I mean, when we're all called up to do something new, of course we're going to be worried about that. If you're being called to join an alliance to start a new business and you're wondering, are these the right people? Do I really want to get involved with them? Or is this leaving behind a friend group to start something new? Is that something, do I really want to go out there into the world again and meet people? It's kind of that thing. And this is saying with Seven of Swords and Two of Coins, there's been something that has long needed a change in your day-to-day, and you have been avoiding that. That there is something that needs to be prioritized or something that needs to be unprioritized. There needs to be a restructuring of how you spend your time and energy, and you have long been trying to avoid that. And with Judgment coming in, it says, too bad the change is here. You are a new person. That's what the judgment speaks to. Judgment speaks to a change in yourself and through a change in your circumstance because you are no longer the same person. So there's been a long held avoidance of changing something in your routine. I mean, this could be even leaving behind when we look at this this could be partnership, a workplace you've long been at, and it's time to leave that behind. But this is also kind of giving you the confidence to get through the worry that the reason why you're being called towards something new, maybe called towards a new partnership, called towards a new friend group, called towards whatever it is because you are a new person. You have been reborn. That's what Judgment speaks to. So now let's see what this wish is for yourself, this Nine of Cups. What is this wish for Libra? Five of Coins. Yeah, you're afraid that if you follow this wish, that there's going to be a loss, whether physically or whether you are just left out in the cold by others. The Magician says, you are the magician in your own life. Don't dim your magic there's a feeling here of being proud of what you bring and what you can create. And if you can get past this kind of poverty mindset of, yes, but if I actually lean into the dream, it might not happen. I might not get it, or others might turn their back on me. This is going to lead you, I think, into a new, with the High Priestess, it says, what relationship here has long been overdue for release. Again, whether this is a familial relationship, whether this is a friend group, whether this is coworkers that you used to love being around and with. But with death coming in, it says that's done. It's over with. And there's a time here to release, and the High Priestess says, you know who you want. This is also getting to that place of being clear as to a future version of yourself. If you're discovering a new version of yourself and who you want to connect with, this is asking yourself that question. How do you want to connect with others? Who do you want to connect with? And if you could have that kind of beautiful celebratory energy with others, what would that look like for you? Would that look like you and all of your friends going on a beautiful vacation together and just having fun? Would this look like being supported by people in your life, maybe business partners who you all get together and you get to, creatively brainstorm? Does this look like if maybe you have a family? I can attest to this, looking for others who maybe also have children, and you can share in maybe having that family vacation away with all of the people that you love, including people who have children that can be friends with your children. There's that kind of feeling here of really looking at who you want to cultivate. But what is, celebrating? Is it just simply being around others that you can call up on a moment's notice and say, hey, do you want to come to happy hour tonight? And you get to just share the fun of your day and get to do the same with others. But there's something here around, what needs to be released, but you also know, I think deep down, what you want, what you need, what now supports you as the new individual as you are. And there's the King of Coins. Interesting, because again, there's this feeling, Four of Coins. I think you guys are going to be realizing where you've been holding yourself back in the physical from kind of investing because of this energy of maybe feeling like, you have to walk away from something or you're not supported. But the King of Coins coming in says, there may be an opportunity, a business partnership coming in with the King of Coins coming at the end. This could be like, I know what I want to build for myself. I know what I'm capable of. This can also be where you might realize that this is the kind of level. The King of Coins is someone who understands his self-value. He is very successful and abundant in his physical life, and you might want to be surrounded by people who are like that. So really be aware of kind of what you want to experience in the physical. And for those of you who are looking to possibly vet people who you're going to go into partnership with or go into friendship with, really understand, again, what you want out of that. And that's where the opportunity lies here at the Wheel of Fortune is, do you stay or do you go? Do you choose to surround yourself with supportive people? And if you're looking for like a new business investment, kind of, who to invest with, this is saying to really get clear as to knowing with the Three of Pentacles what you uniquely bring and seeing how others complement that. So this could be, yes, maybe bringing in others. Maybe you are the one who is the master prioritizer and you can get everybody on board, but you need somebody who's more creative. So you might find that maybe partnering with the Queen of Wands, she's the creative force. So great, you're going to bring that person in. And maybe you also need somebody who really is the person who's the face of the business. And so the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, that's going to be your partnership. Or maybe you need somebody who's more in tune with their emotions, who can sit there and kind of have more of that intuitive feeling or kind of come from that place of, I will support you emotionally. And that's the individual you need to connect with. But there's something here around really looking at who you're supported with, who you want to bring in the future to support you, looking at your gift. That's really what the Hermit speaks to. What do you bring? And what do you need others to bring to allow you to feel supported, to allow you to get to that vision of who you want to celebrate with or who you want to collaborate with. I really like this. It's positive energy, Libra. I'm getting this feeling that so many of you have changed on such a fundamental level with that Judgment card that it's almost like this could also be that maybe it's not that people aren't supportive of you. It's just that you're a different person. So you don't even view those relationships in the same way. You may bring you might bring a different element to your relationships now that just, you're the one that's, maybe the other people are still the same. They just don't give you anything extra anymore because you're maybe at an elevated level or you just need something different. So keep that in mind too. You might just have kind of outgrown something. Or that you truly changed. Maybe you used to be the one that loved to do X, Y, and Z, and now you look back at that part of yourself and you're like, wow, I can't even remember why I used to love doing that. I can say that about a lot of parts of myself. I look back and I'm like, I'll remember, or somebody will remind me of something I used to do, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost feel like I don't even know that person, or I can't believe I did that. I can't even, if I tried to do that today, I'd have no idea even where to start. Okay, so we have two here. We have surrender to the beauty of the natural world, which I love because Libra, you are a sign that is ruled by Venus. So you really do understand how to harness the beauty of the natural environment around you. It says, take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. This is a reminder to kind of reconnect and ground with yourself. I think there's something here around maybe you've been a little too kind of lost in the fog, a little too lost in your routine. And this is just kind of clearing your head to get to that place of remembering the greater world that is just beyond our immediate self. And that can actually help you with the Hermit energy. When you think about this, is kind of energy of isolation, you might be asked to kind of do that. Get out into nature, get away from people so that you can have a broader perspective of individuals without them coming in and maybe clouding your view or your judgments here. And it says surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. And I do get that feeling here, and I got that feeling right off the bat with the Wheel of Fortune. There's something here that the time is now. I've been getting this feeling, I feel like, for a lot of signs, but for you too, Libra, like the time is now. If you want to make that change, if you want to get into that partnership, if you want to get together and create something, or you want to find that new friend group, the time is now. We don't have to sit there and wait for circumstances to be better, or when I have more money, then I can start to, bring in these people, or maybe search for a business partner. It's saying you have something of value now with the Three of Pentacles coming in. It's time now to see how you want to bring that into collaboration with others. Kind of where do you want to cash in on it to bring in this level of camaraderie that you want to feel now with others, whether it's on a professional level or on a friendship level, even on a familial level. Okay, so let's go ahead here and see this. Surrender procrastination. The Six of Swords. What's interesting is that I kind of get this feeling, I'm just getting like this is like a sub message for just one or two of you. You may have the opportunity to do something with all of these people together. And it may be that maybe you haven't realized yet how you can pull all of these people into the same venture or into the same kind of group. So keep that in mind, that maybe there's something here now that you might be seeing kind of formulate for yourself. Six of Swords and Page of Pentacles. Yeah, Six of Swords says it's time to move on. It's time to move on from whatever has been limiting you in the mental space. From moving on from a past version of yourself, moving on from a past pain, which is the Ten of Swords. And it's saying it's time to move on from whatever that was that prevented you from, having the healthy relationships with others, or from now what you've gone through that maybe you're seeing a relationship in a new way. And the Page of Pentacles is stating it's time to go out there with your pentacle. This is like going out there and shopping your pentacle for others to see, to say, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I have. Do you want to be a part of it? Do you want to be the other two? Saying go out there and get curious. This is kind of a fact. This could be gaining more information. This could be even taking a class. This could be like, you know what? I have a gift at doing something. I'm really good at this. I'm going to take a course and see if I can maybe connect with others who have, similar interest or similar talent, or I'm going to see how I can level up. And that might be that kind of like the little breadcrumbs needed to just show you who you can connect with on this level, like what you can do with that gift, that talent, that something. So keep that in mind. All right. But it says surrender procrastination. So the time is now, Libra. The time is now. Very interesting, very specific reading. I'm actually going to pull one more card here for the surrender to the natural world. Just want to see what comes in there for you. Yeah. Getting in touch with the High Priestess, the intuition. This is where you're getting in touch. This is going to actually be too where you might get a download. That's really what's speaking through is that you can see her eyes are closed, and it's like you might just in being by yourself this week and just being in the stillness. For those of you who can't get outside because it's freezing cold, depending on where you live, or it's blazing hot, depending on where you live, this is just, you can even just sit, in a quiet space within your own home or wherever you feel comfortable and connect with the image of something in nature that resonates with you. Connecting to a beautiful image of a tree or a space or a place that you love to be in, and just allowing your mind to just kind of disconnect. And I think there's going to be this kind of maybe inspiration come through right here. So yeah, this could be a big week, Libra. I like it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Very spiritually minded week. Lots of people, lots of deliberation, but the potential to change your fortune. Okay. Again, who we surround ourselves with is a good reflection of who we are. So we kind of are the groups we associate with. So keep that in mind as well. All right, I hope you have a wonderfully illuminating week ahead. I look forward to reading for you all next week. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website to view a list of the services that I offer. All right, bye Libra.